This weekend, The Predator hits theaters. That means we're going to stop and rank all 6 Predator movies from the worst to the best. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Chandler, and I started this channel because I was driving everyone around me crazy talking about movies way too much. If you can relate to that you like to talk about movies more than the people around you, you're probably in the right place. And with that in mind, go ahead and give me your ranking of the Predator movies down below in the comment section. Tell me which ones you love, which ones you hate, which ones disappointed you, and everything in between. With that said, let's get started. Coming in last place is Aliens vs. Predator Requiem. This schlocky mashup of the two title characters sounds way better on paper than it is executed here. The characters are totally forgettable, and the plotline at times feels a little bit like a slasher movie, and that's definitely not meant as a compliment in this setting. Most importantly, this movie is barely watchable, and I do mean that literally because so many sequences are so dark you can't see what's happening. And I understand that this movie is crossing over 2 rated R sci-fi horror franchises, but this movie definitely crosses the line from dark to distasteful at times. All in all, this is a movie I just did not enjoy. Coming in 5th place is Predator 2. For whatever reason, this movie has always fallen flat for me. Now, I appreciate that it goes off to a new setting and it isn't a rehash of the original Predator, but it does feel like a rehash of countless 80s cop movies. To me, this movie just feels like a generic 80s action movie with the hardened cop that plays by his own rules until his partner gets killed and he's out for revenge. Only in this one, the killer is the Predator. With all that said, it's still very watchable. There's plenty of Predator action and some nice additions to the mythology. At number 4 is The Predator. Where to begin with this movie? Shane Black makes the biggest and boldest Predator movie yet with his trademark humor, dialogue, and characters. But the editing and storytelling are kind of a train wreck. After the first 20 minutes, it's like a non-stop stream of plot holes. This movie's a little bit tough to evaluate because it's well documented that it went through extensive reshoots and they decided to cut the movie from 2.5 hours to under 2 hours. So while it's jam-packed with story issues, I still had a lot of fun with it. Before I go into my top 3, remember to tell me your ranking down below in the comment section. Also, if you enjoyed my thoughts on the Predator movies, check out this playlist above where I reviewed each of the main movies inside of the Predator franchise. Bringing us into the top 3 is AVP, Alien vs. Predator. This is a movie that I've learned to appreciate more and more as time passes because essentially I watched this movie as big budget fan fiction. Lance Henriksen's Wayland is actually a very compelling character considering the movie that we're watching. And the Aztec-inspired temple and maze that they get stuck in is far more inventive and interesting than this movie really warrants. Then throw into mix, of course, the crowd-pleasing fun of watching the aliens duke it out with the Predators and watching a human team up with a Predator to battle an alien, and you have a movie that's a lot more enjoyable than people give it credit for. Our runner-up is Predators. In a lot of ways, taking another group of killers to another jungle to battle another predator is the safest possible sequel to Predator that you can make. But by putting that jungle on an alien planet hunting preserve and having the killers themselves be predators from the Earth, it makes for a very interesting take on a safe premise. The cast is fun and interesting, and they're all given little moments to shine, especially a little showdown between a predator and a member of the Yakuza. The biggest issue here is that Adrian Brody feels horribly miscast, and he's going full Christian Bale Batman voice. Overall, while this movie doesn't reinvent the franchise, it does give me more of what I loved about the original with a little bit of variety. But coming in first place is Predator. This is one of the greatest action sci-fi movies of all time. John McTiernan makes a movie that's populated by these interesting characters played by these big personalities. But more importantly, he crafts a movie where the tension just keeps ratcheting up throughout the entire film. Even before the action begins, the intrigue and tension starts to build, and it does not let up until the credits roll. But probably the biggest compliment I can give this movie, that it's one of the very few Arnold movies that doesn't feel like an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. The content of the film transcends his personality and presence. This is one of the all-time greats. If you enjoyed this ranking, check out this playlist to the left with some of my best and most up-to-date rankings of classic sci-fi action franchises, Terminator, Aliens, that kind of stuff. Thank you so much for watching, and keep talking movies too much.